My name is Niiamah Ashong. I am with Outliers Edge, the founder of Outliers Edge, and we are now 5 minutes into this live stream, and my audio is finally on. And so I'm like double checking to make sure. So the purpose of this conversation here is really to get into like who pushes back when things are looking good. Who pushes back when things are looking good? In a very real way, I just had Brendan came on and left a comment and said like, "Hey, I'm here, but I can't hear the audio." And that like in my mind, I'm looking at this screen. I've been out here for 5 minutes. I'm looking at the screen. I'm thinking to myself, "Yeah, I'm conveying this really well," and I get some feedback. I get some feed forward. And I actually think it is really appropriate for the overall theme of this session here, like in real time. Like as much as I look like I was doing, I look good. Turns out that no one could hear me, and I go back to that element of like who pushes back, who's your truth teller in your world, right? So I just came out of a mastermind the other day, and long story short, I was trying to get support for building programming for the Outliers Edge community, and this time around, I want to be very deliberate with the work that I do, while still being very really open to the types of experiences that we can co-create together. And I was getting support, and honestly, for a very long time, I didn't really think I was getting the kind of support I was asking for. But the people in that mastermind were gracious, they were open, they were curious, and they kept asking questions to go and find out what really mattered. And eventually, someone came out and said, like, I gotta just pause it. It's an approximation, but it's like I gotta pause this here. You keep talking about the community that you have, but you don't have a community. You have a collection. You have a collection of people, and like that's not a community. A community has people engaging with each other, asking questions, being able to interact with each other, and honestly, just like the community is alive. You don't have that right now. And there was something in that element of like it was a simple truth, right? There was no kind of escaping, no wiggling around that. And like I wanted community, but I wasn't building community. I realized in that moment that I wanted like the artifact of community. I wanted to just have it so I can just like go do things as opposed to like consistently building and growing something awesome with it. And that became really real. It became really real for me when I realized that like, oh, this thing that I've wanted for years on like that I feel like I think that things look good. Like I have the right softwares in place. I have the people there. Like you can look at it, it's like, oh, there's 460 people in this space. But I needed someone to push back and say, like, this thing that you think existent, it's not really real, right? And let's get down to the truth of it. Like, this is what community is. Once that happened, the it wasn't like it was just a light bulb, but it was like a clearing of fog. It was almost like a door was always there, and I could finally see like the crack that made me realize that, oh, this wasn't a hidden staircase. I just needed to turn the knob or something, right? And with it, I was just like, oh, I just have to do the things that build community and not have any expectations for having the results of community without actually doing the work of community, like doing the work of it. And so I wanted to come on here because I wanted to capture this moment. It's not like the way that I like to do things is to document, to learn in real time, to make sense with one another. Because there are things that it's like these nuances. I mean, I could have gone. I'd gone honestly like 7 years of wanting to build community without recognizing that I was building basically anything but community. Anything like, and when I was going for it, I wasn't going all in. I wasn't doing the work of community. I'll start wrapping this up here, but John Lee Dumas of Entrepreneurs on Fire is someone who's really important to me. I haven't spent too much time in his world recently, but he was the reason that I started out as an entrepreneur. And he had something that he would say. It's like if you want to be a podcaster, podcast. If you want to be a podcaster, podcast. And it was like there's a simplicity into it. It's like you don't have to go do all these other things. You just have to do the main thing. And for me, I was like, oh, it occurred to me like if you want to lead a community, lead community. And I wasn't doing that. I was getting people, I was finding out things, I was hosting different sessions, but I wasn't leading community. It's almost like having community was I can see where there's moments here. And like Brendan, I see you here. Like you've experienced it where it's like, oh, there's moments where it showed up for real. And there's also moments where I missed the mark because I was still just collecting. I wasn't fully embedded in it. And so I'm going to ask you right now, as we wrap up for today, like, it's not about collection versus community. That's not the real message for me. It was around who's like, I'm so grateful for this mastermind, for this individual who spoke truth to me, who was able to cut through, to stay curious, to really see what is that 1% like underlying core belief that actually wasn't true at all. And then she spoke it out loud, and I could hear it, I could receive it. I like to think about those kinds of things because it's like what gets in the way of you being able to receive it. What does it actually take to both put yourself in places where you are seeing things that like come through, but you're actually being able to have that truth come back to you. And so I like to think about this as like creating the space to receive the truth, right? And so we had created the space through our mastermind. We created a space through our ongoing engagements with one another, and she had also told me some other things in the past that I had reinforced when reinforced my appreciation when it came to me. So, are you someone right now? Are you doing things in your world that makes someone know that, like, hey, this is someone who values truth? I think there's a lot of us out there that especially in the outlier game. I don't know about you, but like I'm oftentimes wondering, like, is it that I am wrong or is it that the world is wrong? Like, because it doesn't feel like both of these things can be true at the same time, right? And having that person who you can trust as a mirror, who is willing to see the world through your eyes and theirs at the same time with just different perspective, I just find it to be just immensely valuable. And I think it's something that I've gone to coaches for in the past, but there's something else with actually building this that and this person's a phenomenal coach. So it doesn't surprise me that the insight came out. Actually, the two people I was with are just on their game, and so I look at that like, all right, how are we creating the space for us to receive the truth? Right? Are we someone that people can say, like, what is it? Jack Nicholson, you can't handle the truth. Like, or do you come off? Are you showing? Are you rewarding? Are you incentivizing truth when it comes your way? Or are you pushing back? Are you coming on defensive first and then coming back 2 days later and be like, oh, that really helped, or whatever it is? Like, how do you create the space for that? Uh, that's the first thing that I really want to make sure we don't leave behind. There's another thing here around actively running towards the truth rather than away from it, and I thought that, like, uh, I had someone I met years ago. We were at an intensive, and during that intensive, she came to the end of it, and she's like, "I've never been in a space where people like are actively seeking to get triggered, right? Actively seeking to be triggered." And I remember for myself, I'm like, actually, I'm looking for that. I want my nervous system to get shot up, to get out of whack. I want my back to stand up straighter. I want to feel myself like where am I, I'm in a safe space, like I'm just like sitting inside of a hotel area. So like, where am I constricting? Where am I thinking that my voice can't be heard? I want the experience of letting of seeing what my nervous system is doing, so that I can then be like, oh, I thought that I was ready for this. I thought I was open. I thought XYZ. But then I get the chance to experience and get a chance for the world to give me the truth of how I'm being in the world. And so I thought about that when I was coming into this, around like actively seeking truth. Like, are you actively seeking truth? Do you go out of your way to request it? Are you asking for? We don't call it feedback in my world. We call it feed forward. Are you looking for people to share with you proactively what is uh, the truths that they see, and so another way of me saying is like, how are you inviting truth into your world? So one of them is like, are you creating the space for it? And the other one's like, are you inviting it into your world? I'm fortunate to be surrounded by just powerful people who have my best insights, my best interest in their sites. All right. And honestly, just, I don't think they wouldn't hold back from telling me the truth, but there's an element of being able to invite that. In fact, I started out that mastermind session with like, the problem I have, I think, is really small, like compared to what most other people have. Like, setting up programming for a coach, like, isn't that like the job? But I can think really, it's really easy for me to think big picture, and it's very easy for me to make systems and get really granular. But there's something in between where I get stuck. And what was lovely was that part of what I had gotten stuck around, for me, was that I was defining things wrong. I was not seeing the reality as it truly was. And I'm so grateful to have truth tellers in my world. So I'm going to leave you with this here. Who in your world is telling you the truth? Who do you go to actually see an accurate picture of what's taking place, right? Uh, and who can you rely on? Who's that person that like, even when it looks good, they can still go and say like, hey, by the way, this is what's actually taking place. And are you creating the space for them, and also inviting them to bring that truth into your world? All right, I'm going to end this here. I love to see any comments, any thoughts you have on this here. If you have any stories similar to this, go ahead and leave it in the comments. This is me coming to you live in this first element, but I know that most of what we do lives beyond here. And so wherever you're watching this, go ahead and leave a comment. I'd love to come back and get back to you on anything you have to say there. And if you want to go and bring this out like implement this, you want to have a chance to have support in actually bringing something like this to life, or being surrounded really by a group of truth tellers, a place where your nervous system is going to get a chance to really grow and be challenged in like some of the best ways out there. I invite you to come and join us in the Outliers Edge world. Right? You can go to school.com/outlier, and that will take you right there. I also put a QR code up on the screen right now. If you just take out your phone and put your QR code take your phone over the upper right-hand corner of the screen, you'll be able to come and join us inside of it. It's a free community. There's ways to come and play with us. We do live sessions in there, and we just have a way for us to keep growing. Okay, all right. So let me know your biggest insight from this conversation. We'll take it over from there. All right. Until the next time we talk, remember this: be you on purpose. Journey on.